Hello, hello, welcome, welcome, welcome from Wuhuya. Nymphya here. I am hopping on live on YouTube and Facebook, actually. So welcome to all you YouTube and Facebook watchers today. This is Friday, April 7th, and I'm so excited to get on here and just deconstruct and celebrate the release of What Have I Forgotten, the first single from the album and the book and the whole experience. So I just thought I would join you on this beautiful Good Friday afternoon, and I hope you're having a beautiful day yourself. And thought hi everybody, welcome, welcome. I thought we would just talk about a few things about the album and the release. First of all, I just want to say I'm so excited that we have reached 34,971 streams on Spotify so far. Woohoo! So thank you so much for listening and sharing. And that's the best way to get the word out about the music. Hi, David. Welcome. So great to see you there. Hello, Oscar, I should say, Oscar. So yeah, 34,000 streams on Spotify. I'm so excited about that. And I want to make a quick note about the streaming versus the album, by the way. The streaming, a lot of these streaming songs, Frederick, hello from Panamoka. Where's Panamoka? I'm in Wuhuya, as you know. So I wanted to just mention that the streams versus the album version, there are going to be different edits depending on the song. So like this song is a different edit on the streaming than will be on the album. Beach Combing, which is like a 6-minute long song, that will be a different streaming version than what's on the album. So there'll be a number of songs that when you kind of like the radio edits from the old days. Remember when songs would be the radio edit? Like the one that comes to mind is Magic Man from Heart. They had that amazing long keyboard solo on the album edit, but the radio edit didn't have that. So that's the way this album is going to be released too. And I'm going to be releasing 2 more singles before the album release happens. And those will be coming. The next one will be in about 3 weeks from now, a month from now. And the next one will be when the album comes out, which will be a month after that. So stay tuned for all of that. I'm so excited about it. And I'm so excited to have you to share this music with. So I just thought I would do a couple things today, talk about the concept of What Have I Forgotten, because it really is a whole concept. This album, actually, if you look on my website, nymphya.com, from 2019, there's a blog post that I posted when I wrote this first song, What Have I Forgotten? And it came to me in a rush, this whole idea of there's parts of ourselves that we often leave behind in our lives, maybe past lives, even depending on how esoteric you want to get, parts of our being that maybe we don't want to leave behind, that maybe we repressed or that we forgot about, or that used to be really alive in us and now it's no longer alive because life has beaten us down, all these different parts of ourselves. So I realized how important that is for us to kind of do a soul reclaim of all these parts of ourselves. And that's what I wrote the song about. So if you go to my website and go to the blog post pages, you'll see it from 2019, which was 4 years ago. I can't believe it. It was when I first wrote the song, and it came in one big rush. And I realized, oh, okay, I'm going to do, this is the beginning of my new album. Then I realized I need to bring in a co-producer because the musical ideas I was having were larger than what I personally could create. And I talk about this in the book too, but it was amazing because I put this intention out to the universe about, hi, Bob, welcome. Oh, it's so good to see you. And Bob Kerrigan, so good to see you. I feel that way too, Bob Kerrigan, a game changer. That's how I feel about this album too. It's on a whole other level and I'm just so excited about it. So I put out this, I was really kind of in despair as I was working on the next song, which was Through the Looking Glass. And that's the second to the last song on the album, which I didn't know at the time. But I was working on it and going, oh my gosh, I don't think I'm going to be able to make this song the way I want to make it. And I got really, honestly, full of despair. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do. And I went out into the garden and I just sat and kind of cleared my head and meditated and connected with the garden and the nature spirits and my own inner self, my higher self. And I just put this call out to the universe saying, can you please help me find a co-producer that I can work on this album with? Because I don't think I can do this by myself. And then I came back inside like, okay, I did that and let's see what happens. And then 3 weeks later, I get a call from a local studio to do a session. And I go in to do the session and I walk in and there is 𝘪cisco 𝗪𝗡𝘂, who ended up being my co-producer. Oh, Bob, thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, David, I know, I'm so excited to be, it is exciting. And I love having you along. I just can't tell you how much it means to me to share this with you and be able to have you part of this whole journey. It's every day I'm grateful, every day. So I walked in the studio to do the session and there was Fran, and I heard his work right then. And I thought, oh my God, this is the guy. I just knew it was the guy. So I said, you know, I don't even care if you use me on this track. I want to use you for my stuff. And so we started working, and he is such a phenomenal musician. You'll hear it, like what he has done to help bring alive all the songs on the album. So that felt like such a gift. And I feel like whenever you have something like that, it means that the universe is supporting what you're up against, you know, what you're trying to achieve, when you put your intention out and then it comes back to you. It was so incredible. So from that, I started writing all the songs, and the book talks about this. Now, I know the book is kind of an odd thing, but the book is because as I wrote all these songs and I started sequencing them, I realized that there's something going on that's very deep beneath all these songs. And it's a very spiritual journey. It's an alchemical journey. And as I looked at the order of the songs, I thought, oh my God, this is spiritual alchemy, which I've been studying for a while. I didn't know it was at the time when I ordered the songs. I had no idea. But I realized at that moment, I need to write a book. I need to write a book that will go deeper into the meanings of the songs, that will take you on a more immersive journey of just the music, that with path workings, which are guided invocations, where I take you on an inward journey to find these parts of yourself that maybe you've forgotten or you've left behind. So then I got really excited about that, because I was like, oh, this is so cool. So then I added that to my pile of things to do. And every weekend I just carved out long hours to be in writing mode, because there's, you know, writing is, you have to create something from nothing, just like writing music, and illustrating and doing the artwork and assembling this whole other body of work around the music. So I thought today it might be kind of fun to, Bob, it's so nice to have you here too. Thank you. It's just, I love being able to share this time with you and connect the way we can connect. I thought I would just read to you a little bit of the first chapter of the book. Well, this is the second chapter. First chapter is introduction. Second chapter is about the song, What Have I Forgotten? And just to give you a little sense of it. So are you ready for a little story time? Okay, here we go. What have I forgotten? Such a simple question, but when taken to heart, prompts an avalanche of thoughts and considerations, musings, projections, and is a prologue to preparing for your journey towards a deeper intuitive comprehension or inner standing of the answer to that question. Because we forget so many things in the busyness of our daily lives, from the most mundane example of forgetting where you put that receipt you needed to return the wrong light bulb, to the most esoteric of repressed and ancient ancestral memories that reside deep within your DNA. The question begins the quest to unravel what is calling out to you to be seen and remembered, acknowledged. Not only that, but what is here right in front of our very eyes that we need to see about ourselves, about our behaviors and our relationships at home or at work or with our friends that are in our blind spots, that we can't see or hear because we are in denial or aren't ready to face. And what do we need to see and understand as a race, for that matter? Each day I build my castle. Each day I started anew. We stand at the window looking out at our splendid view. So it goes on like that, talking about some of the deeper aspects of what the lyrics are attempting to express. And it talks about scrying. In the song at the end, I talk about, I pick up my black mirror to lay down the next puzzle piece. And what that refers to is that the black mirror is an ancient device called a scrying mirror. And I actually went to the British Museum in London last year to go look at John Dee's scrying mirror. I was so excited. As a matter of fact, there's a picture of it in the book with me. And so John Dee was an astrologer, a mathematician, and a courtier with Queen Elizabeth. And he and his partner, Kelly, yeah, I think Kelly, but I can't remember his first name, did this whole process of Enochian magic, contacting angelic forces, and creating this very deep magical process that Queen Elizabeth used a lot in prognostication and political, trying to ascertain what to do politically. It's fascinating. So John Dee, who was the astrologer and this magician, had this obsidian black mirror that he used. It's called a scrying mirror. And scrying is this ancient practice. You can use it in a mirror, a pool of water. You can do it in a candle flame, where you use it as a trigger to connect to your intuitive inner sight, to see things about yourself, or see external beings, if you like, if that works for you, however you want to perceive it. So that's what the last line in the song is talking about, is I pick up my black mirror to lay down the next puzzle piece, which is this puzzle of who we are. And then this first song takes you then on the rest of the whole album, where each song is like a little representation of the puzzle pieces of who we are. And we're all the same, but we're all unique at the same time. So it's like this transpersonal, but very personal experience, which is what I wanted to achieve with the music, and hence the book, which is why I had to write a book, because it just takes you on this whole other thing. So right now I'm busy recording the spoken invocation parts. Each chapter has this guided journey in writing, but I'm also recording them so that when you get the book, you can also use the recordings. You put on your mask and you just go, and you get taken on this incredible, fantastical visual journey. So you can use the music to do that too, the book. That's like the whole big picture. So this song is the first opening release of that whole adventure. And I'm so excited it's going so well, and that you are there to share it with me. Again, we're at 34,000 streams on Spotify. And how do I express all of this stuff quickly through social media? It's a challenge, to be quite honest with you, because there's so much there. So I appreciate the opportunity to share this with you now and have you here to talk about it, because it's just so exciting and wonderful and cool. So the video, I wanted to mention about the video shoot too. Someone said that the circus looks like Fellini. Like, that's so cool. And yes, Robert, our souls are connected. I totally agree. And I think the whole point of this journey that we are taking right now is to develop our souls. I mean, I learned that. I know I'm going to get esoteric again. I'm sorry. It's just who I am. But I learned that when Keith, my fiance, died in 2006, which was so traumatic. But I had a lot of contact with the other side when that happened. And one of the things I learned in that experience was how the reason why our lives are so precious is this is the only time I'm going to end up like this, in this particular configuration of genetics and skin and bones and intellect and personality. But my soul is eternal. And that's what I just got that so clearly from experiencing Keith crossing over, and that message was being sent back to me. The soul is eternal, but our identities, and that's why it's so precious, because it's like a snowflake. There's only one of Bob Fent, one David Abbott, one Robert Kerrigan, one Frederick Hinze, one Oscar Alejo, one Valentina. There's only one of us, and that's why we're all so incredibly precious, but we're all connected too. So, all right, I'll get off of my, sorry, I could go on for hours about that. So when we did the video shoot, someone was talking about the, oh my God, that circus looks like a Fellini movie. Where did you get those sets? Well, how did you do that? So we shot, this was for the photo shoot for the album cover. And we went to a local artist who is currently right now building a huge art installation for Burning Man for this year. His name is Michael Garlington, incredible artist. And he lives 10 minutes from my house on this big, beautiful rolling hills property with all these funky art installations that he's built on the property. He's also a great photographer. So that we went there to do the shoot, and I'm in the outfit, and we did the shoot, and I said, well, let's do some music video shooting since I'm got the get up on, right? So we did that shoot, and then we were driving home, and literally driving home, we drive by the circus, the empty circus, which is like a creepy thing, which I love, right? So I was like, oh my God, Victor, we gotta go shoot video right now. So we jump out of the car, and I run over there, and I do the whole shoot. And basically we shot until we ran out of battery and light, essentially. So that's where that came from. And I just thought that was so incredibly auspicious to drive home next and find an empty circus. It was perfect. So I just wanted to share that with you because I had some couple questions about that. Like, God, where do you get those sets? So before we close out, if you have any questions, drop them in the chat. I'd love to hear your questions. And I just wanted to let you know that I actually have some live gigs coming up. I finally decided to take the plunge and do some live. I got a couple requests for one's at a festival on the Mendocino coast in a few weeks. And the other one is in October at Hexenfest, which I was booked at in 2020, but guess what happened in 2020? So I've been working with Fran on the live versions of some of these songs, and it's been going incredibly well, and it feels so good to be doing the live versions of these songs. And we're talking about putting together a UK tour for 2024. I'll keep you posted on that too. But I just wanted to kind of let you know that that's now starting to be in the mix. And I'm thinking of maybe even doing some live stuff for you on a stream. So I'll let you know about that too. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for the garden walkthrough, the annual garden walkthrough. We've had a very late spring this year. It's still raining, which is great for the water levels in California, but it's like, okay, I'm ready for spring, ready for spring. And I just wanted to ask, please do share and the link for the YouTube video with your friends if you like it, and check it out on YouTube if you haven't seen it. It's youtube.com/Nymphya, or just search for What Have I Forgotten? Nymphya on YouTube, and you can watch it there. And the more you can share with your friends, the better. Thank you, to get the word out. I just so appreciate that. And I think that's it for today. So we'll be coming to Connecticut. My sister lives in Connecticut. I could visit her. I would love to come to, that's a really good question. An East Coast thing would be also good because the cities are so close together. I don't know, David. First, I'm going to do the things here and get these first two are really getting our live legs wet, working it out, because it's a completely different thing. And then as that starts getting more established, then definitely I will be looking at talking to promoters and figuring out where to go. The type of music that I do, it's not the kind of music I think that would, for instance, at a pub. It's really, ideally, I think it's best in a theater with visuals. What I really envision is like at the Parthenon with an orchestra. That's what I really envision. Robert, thank you, Robert Kerrigan. That's beautiful. Thank you. I really appreciate that, because sometimes the vision is really, really large, and bringing it to fruition can be challenging. So thank you. So David, long story short, I don't know when I will be coming to Connecticut. So first we're going to work out the live set, really get it tight. And then the UK thing, I think, is going to be the next in 2024, around May-ish. It's going to be Sharon Knight, myself, and another bard. And we're still working it out. So don't like hold me to it. You know how that goes. We're working out the details and looking at the venues and figuring out the whole trajectory, et cetera, et cetera. But that's the plan. And then we'll see about the US. The US is so big, you know, it's so big. So we'll see. But thank you for asking. I would love to come and play for you. So anyway, that in a nutshell is What Have I Forgotten? I know it's kind of a lot. And thank you for spending time here with me. Love you guys so much. You have no idea. I know I say it all the time. I hope you don't get tired of hearing it. I have a friend, my friend Joni. I did a video with her about Naked Kate. It's in the archives. But she's always like, you love everything. Like, okay, sorry. Why do you love everything? Well, because I do. So anyway, thank you, Bob. Ivan, yay, great to see you all the way from Ireland too. Thank you for being with me and sharing this. And I just love you all so much. Have a happy, wonderful Easter weekend, a Star weekend. I love this holiday. Doesn't matter whether you're Christian or not. I love it because it's just celebrating renewal, which we can all always use. So have a wonderful, beautiful weekend. I love you so much. Mick, wait, before I go, I have to just say something quick about Mick. Hi, Mick. So great to see you. When I posted the beginning of What Have I Forgotten on social the other day, he said something that was so apt. I was like, what a great way to describe it. He said, wow, it's something between Kate Bush and some opera, and then something I can't quite put my finger on. And so I commented back. I said, oh, well, let me know when you do. And then he came back and he said, you know, I was out walking the dogs. I love that so much. And it came to me, there's something medieval and mystical. And when he said that, I was like, Mick, because I just got goosebumps, because that's exactly, this whole spiritual alchemy was rooted in the emerald tablet from Hermes. Okay, this is 300 BC. Alexander the Great found the emerald tablet, built the Alexandria libraries to house this emerald tablet, which is this, they call the source of all knowledge. Spiritual alchemy is based on the emerald tablet and really had a heyday during the medieval period. And that's what all these songs are representative of. So when Mick said that, I was just going, my brain went, oh, that's incredible that you picked that up, Mick. It's a really good way to describe it, I think. So thank you for that, because I'll never forget that. And I might even use it as a way to describe it, because it's kind of hard to get across what this is. So Bob, thank you. I'm looking forward to it too. I want to say one more thing about the album release. Thank you, David. Yes, have a beautiful, blessed Easter too. Thank you. It's going to be on double vinyl, kind of the color of this dress. And one of my recording engineer that recorded Naked Kate with me said, why don't you make it in 45? Because when you put vinyl on 45, it sounds even better. So I looked into it. There's no difference in mastering. There's no difference in anything. And the vast majority of LP players have 45 speed. So I think I'm going to put it at 45 speed for the double vinyl, which I'm also really excited about, because then it's going to sound even better. So it's going to be on double vinyl and CD and digital download. And those are going to be the album mixes versus what you get on streaming, which will be the streaming mixes. So anyway, love you all so much. Stay tuned for another single release coming out in about 3 weeks. And I'll post more videos. Oh, and I actually have another video for What Have I Forgotten, a lyric video that I'm going to post next week for you too. So blessings to you. Love you, and have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Bye.